What's doing? Welcome to another episode of Project Automotive. Behind me is my N80. We're going to get stuck in and we're going to do a transcooler. All right, we're in the engine bay. We've got Ben here behind me. Say hi, Ben.
Hello.
He has been on the channel before doing stuff, and he's now going to do more stuff. We're going to do our N80 transcooler. We're going away to do a drifting event, and we need to make sure our trans temps are good for traveling, towing the trailer, and we're going a long way, so we'll make sure they're good. So stay tuned, let's get in. What are you doing, Ben?
Reading instructions.
Reading instructions, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll leave you to read instructions for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get ripped in.
Sweet, let's do it.
So we're looking for the parts bin and we found some extra things we might throw on while we're here. I found him. We'll throw him in as well. He's free, if anyone wants him, he's free. But what we found was this. That's right, we found an intercooler kit. I forgot I ordered this. It was in the storage shelf behind the office there. So we've got a heap of gear to throw on this. Squidward in the back. So yeah, we're gonna throw this on and we're gonna get an intercooler and a transcooler done at the same time. We might even throw them back on the dyno and see what our trans temps and intake temps are doing. And be good to go for this drift mat series. All right, so we found that box lying around in storage, which is now in behind me going into the car. So let's move around a band and see what he's up to. What are you doing, Benny?
Putting the cooler in.
What'd you find? Oh,
Intercooler.
well, hang on, we can just stand there watching Giles do nothing, and Benny. So we're fitting in intercoolers.
Yes,
So we're just gonna fit in the intercooler here now. Bolts in the factory locations.
Yeah, it's easy to fit, eh?
But it's massive,
It's big.
just like me. Hey, Giles. Massive, just like me. Yeah. At least you talk like you know. But yeah, it all fits up in there nicely.
It's good.
Couldn't get much any bigger than that, and no more modifying and cutting anything. We might just grab the old intercooler so you can see how big it is. So this is the man she tells you not to worry about.
Goes this way.
Versus you. So yeah, I think this little sucker here can go in our little scrap metal pile, and we get a big boy. Sick. Good, perfect. I know you're uber excited, but you're missing something.
You got me. Unless your mate fell down.
can only see one.
I put one up there before. Just while there's that one.
Got any clamps on this time, bro?
They are on.
They're on?
Right.
Oh, the hose isn't, but.
I had one on backwards. I had to put them the same way, so that's nice.
Move your dreadies out of the way. Wall bends over there, they actually give you these little brackets here to hold the intercooler piping on, so there's definitely no flex at all, no movement, and no intercooler hoses blowing off. Like so, we're on. That one runs through up and in over here, so it's got to clamp that one down and clamp that one down, but it replaces a factory couple that comes on the Gen 3s. They give you a little mounting bracket for that, and you also remove the throttle, the factory throttle, housing, throttle body, whatever you want to call it, and with their billet 1.8 supply, and then that moves your intake air temps to there. So there you go, Benny's with here. So that's usually on here, and they replace that with just the new housing underneath here. This reference point gets moved and the intercooler down to the piping here. Good to go. Alright, so Benny's now just going to put in the winch all back in, bumper bar everything back on, put everything back where it came from, and we're in. And hopefully, I'll probably run out of time today, but hopefully we'll run up on the dyno tomorrow and have a look and see how she's travelling for a bit more power, hopefully. Intake air temp should be down, and see how we go. Alright, so in one of my previous videos on the Hilux, you've seen that the UHF mount had come off. The double side tape didn't hold, not while using it, just I walked out to the car one afternoon, it was gone. It had fallen down to the floor, so obviously double side tape doesn't seal properly to it, whether it be because of the chemicals that people have used on there for making it look pretty, or if it's just an adhesion problem, or I didn't glue it on properly, I don't know. But we're going to find a way that we can get this thing to mount properly. It's pretty precise, you need to get this right, but I'll give you a look. So this is another unit I have spare. This is obviously this way. This needs to go basically at the very bottom of the square edge, and then push it hard up against the trim at the top here. Do you want to point where we're going to push, Josh? So it's going to get hard up against that trim, down the bottom of that bottom edge, Josh. Show us where we're going to go. That bottom line. So it needs to be basically in that bottom line, and hard up against this side line as well, where the fascia is, and you have it pressed hard up against that front trim, and basically you can drill a hole and put a self-tapper in. There's nothing behind there, but if you come further this way or this way, there is the screen LCD panel here, and there is like another wiring thing through here. So you need to be pretty precise, need to be as close to the actual trim panel as possible, but we'll get this mounted up. Okay, so we've just put a small little black screw self-tapper in here, and that now mounts. So then if you were to have this on, it's attached, and it's actually more firmer than you're ever going to have with the double-sided tape. So I may get some more double-sided tape to glue it on as well as screw on, but we shouldn't have any more issues. So I'll go and fit it to my unit in the car, and I'll show you how it looks. So we've got it mounted in my car. There it is there. You can see it's tucked up as hard as we can against that back panel and in the square sections, and it's all firmly attached. It's definitely not coming off there now, so no more falling off. I'll show you from the other side as well, but it basically mounts in the same spot. Oh, sun glare will get us, but you can see there it mounts in the same spot. You're going to try and get away from the glare, but I think it's a lot more firmer. You'll have no issues. And there's already a hole there in the bracket, so you can attach it, and like I said, as long as you get it in the right spot, there's no damage to be done to the screen. And at the end of the day, it's just a small little hole that no one really knows anyway. All right, so there's no car in the dyno. We ran up, did 1 or 2 runs, and found we were actually hitting a bit of a limit. The airflow sensor didn't like life. We're getting way too much air through there. The intake air temps were a lot colder, and we're making a little bit more boost as well, so we're hitting a bit of a boost cut. So I need to adjust some things, but I also need an airbox. I have one here, so you're gonna have to stay tuned to the next video, and we'll do an airbox, and we'll do another tune, and see what we can get out of this thing.